All right, yogis, you're here because you are stealing a few minutes today for yourself, so we're gonna jump right into a movement practice. So we'll start standing at the top of our mats. So coming into Tadasana to begin, just grounding through the feet, and then taking the feet just a little bit wider than the hips. And let's just start by finding some kind of flowy movements through the spine, the neck, the shoulders, the hips, just kind of waking up our body. You can bend at the knees and just do what feels natural in your body. Good. Take the feet as wide as the mat, drop down into a nice forward fold, keeping the knees bent, and little just kind of pulses. Maybe the hands meet the earth or blocks. Shake out the head, little bouncing, bring some movement into the hips. Maybe grab opposite elbows and start to sway it out. Good. Take the knees and toes, turn them out, drop down to a malasana yogi squat. Take hands at heart center, press the elbows into the knees, sitting up nice and tall, and maybe close down the eyes just to check in with the breath. Take a deep breath into the low belly, and a sigh out of the mouth. Full breath in. Let it all go. Inhale. Exhale our worries. And hands to the mat. Big step back to a plank. Good. From your plank, let's come into a downward facing dog. Maybe you need to bend the knees a bit just to get into this first down dog. You can pedal out the feet, shake out the head. Today we're just finding lots of movement that feels good. Doesn't matter if it looks right, but just really allowing everything to flow in the way that it's wanting to. Good, deep bend in the knees. Inhale, look forward, big step, top of the mat, and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands at heart center, Samasthitihi. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, Uttanasana fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it back to plank. Glide forward, lower down, hugging elbows into ribs, Chaturanga. Inhale, tops of the feet, lifting the hips, the knees. Taking your nice upward facing dog, gazing up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale the right heel high, bend the knees, step the foot forward, and rock a few times once you arrive in this mid-lunge. Plant the left hand under the shoulder, right arm reaches up, revolve side angle. Deep breaths into the low belly, and full breaths out through the nose. One more. Drop onto the back knee. We're going to come up into a twist. So reach both arms towards the front and back of your mat. Squeeze the thighs together. Take a few breaths. Beautiful. Inhale, reach both arms overhead. Left arm's going to go down the back leg. Press the hips forward, reach up and back with that long arm. And exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Lift the back leg and big step forward to fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. With our intention today just to move, flow, release. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step it back. Lower down with the breath out. All the way onto the belly. Press tops of the feet into the mat. Cobra, hug elbows into ribs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's move right into the left side. Inhale, left heel high. Need a nose, step it through. Mid lunge, rock it out. Good, let's come into a revolved side angle. Right hand plants, left arm twists open. Try to get the belly off the thigh and then squeeze thighs together, stacking the shoulders, reaching tall. 3 more breaths. Next breath out, drop onto that back knee. Come up into your twist. Like we're trying to fit our body between 2 walls, extending the arms out. Inhale through center. Right arm down the back leg. Press the hips forward, reach up and back. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Pick up the back leg, big step forward, and fold Uttanasana, top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach overhead. Exhale, hands at heart center. With gratitude for this day. Big breath in, reach overhead. Exhale, let it out as you surrender and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it back to plank and lower down. Keep gazing up towards the ceiling as you lift the hips and the knees for up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're gonna walk to the top of the mat nice and slow, and we're gonna take tippy toe walks. So we're gonna come onto the tippy toes, and we're just gonna slowly walk on the balls of the feet to the top of the mat. You might come onto fingertips to get there. And once you arrive, ground the feet, bend the knees, come into a chair pose. Knees and toes touch, heels about 2 inches apart. Good, hands at heart center. Take a full breath in. Sigh it out. Let's take a twist. Bring the elbow outside of the knee. Check that the knees stay in one line. And then press away to leverage into your twist. If this feels too deep for you today, feel free to open the arms out wide, keeping the knees in line, and just bringing the chest a little bit over to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale the other side. Press away from the knee if you're going there. And take a few breaths. Back through center. All the way up, reach it back, little back bend, and exhale, hands at heart. Tadasana, take the feet as wide as the hips, hands down by the sides. Find a few breaths here, maybe roll out the neck. And take it the other way. Good. Walk the feet as wide as the mat. Right arm's gonna reach up and start to walk that left arm down the leg, taking a nice big stretch to the right side body. Slowly come back up. And let's take the other arm up and over. Reach back up, mountain pose, but keep the feet as wide as the mat. Start to bend at the knees. And we're gonna take these twists, lifting one heel and then the other. Getting some rotation through the spine. And then imagine that you're pushing your energy out through the hands, so really extending through the arms. And maybe inviting a breath of fire, so a rapid exhale through the nose with a passive inhale. It's gonna sound like this. 3, 2, 1. Come to stillness, bring feet underneath the hips. Take one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Feeling all that energy you just created traveling through the body. And feeling into center. What does it feel like once you settle that energy back in? And use it for something good today. Start to open the eyes if they were closed. Release hands down by the sides. We're going to take the left knee into the left hand, and we're going to start to open it out to the side. You might reach the right arm out just to find a little equilibrium. And then if you want to go there, you can grab for the inside of the foot or the peace fingers around the big toe and start to kick into the hand to extend that leg out long. You can keep the knee bent, more like a standing happy baby posture. And when you're ready to release, bend at the knee, release the hand, and slowly step it back to an Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So right hand to the ground, kick into the heel, and reach the left arms up. Notice the back toes turn out to the left side of the mat. Big step back, warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach forward, peaceful warrior, reach it back. Keep the stretch in the side body. If you're feeling it in the low back, pull that knee and hip into alignment and really reach over towards the side. Beautiful. Take a side angle, maybe elbow meets the knee or hand to the earth. Extend that arm overhead. Maybe come onto the fingertips, find a little more length, creating this really nice diagonal line through the left side body from fingers to heel. Come back up. Good. Turn the knees and toes in, hands to the hips. Take a wide-legged fold. And then actually let's take the hands at the low back, clasping them together and reaching up. Exhale, hands to hips. Come on up with a flat spine. Turn the front toes forward, hands to the mat. Big step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to your heart opener. Exhale, downward facing dog. And this time we're gonna walk to the mat, either heel toe, so one in front of the other, like this. Or if you wanna challenge yourself a little more, you might do little handstand kicks up and keep going until you get to the top of the mat. And go ahead and fold. I didn't make it all the way to the top. Good, grounding through the feet. Slowly rise up to stand, bend at the knees. Once you arrive, take a moment just to ground in through the feet. And then let's take the right hand into the right knee. Start to open it out to the side. Take a few breaths here. Maybe you want to kick into that hand, so grab onto the toes or the inner foot. Really stabilize, press into that standing leg. And then we're releasing into a half moon. So as a reminder, release the foot first. I'm going to turn this way and try it again, just to demonstrate. So we release, we start to kick back, left hand makes its way to the ground, right arm makes its way to the sky, and toes turn out. Beautiful job, everyone. Big step back, warrior 2, find your alignment. And once you're there, flip the front palm, reach it up and back, peaceful warrior. Keep bending through that front knee. Side angle. Extend the arm overhead. You can do this with a block under the hand. You can come up onto the elbow. Come back up, 2 straight legs. Turn both knees and toes out and drop into a goddess pose. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Sink a little deeper. And hands to the knees, dip the left shoulder forward. Really try to release the low back, so drop the hips as you do that. And then dip the right shoulder forward. I got a nice pop through the low spine. And back through center. And straighten through the legs. Arms come down, bend at the knees, inhale, reach up. And then turn to the front of the mat, hands to the earth, and step it back to plank. We'll take our final vinyasa, lowering down. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, come onto a seat. And we'll scooch to the center of the mat. Taking feet together, knees splaying out, butterfly pose. Go ahead and take a little bit of flutter through the knees. And then inch the toes forward, so you've got a nice wide diamond. And with the heart leading you, start to make your way down into a fold, Baddha Konasana. We'll slowly make our way back up. Plant the feet, grab behind the hamstrings, lower yourself down, hug the knees into the chest once you arrive, rock it out. And anything else you need before your Shavasana, feel free to move into that. Maybe it's a shoulder stand, lifting the legs overhead, supporting yourself in the low back. Maybe you want to take 2 supine twists. Whatever it is, make your way into that posture for the next 30 seconds. If you go into a shoulder stand, you can release the feet behind the head for plow. If you're doing something with 2 sides, go ahead and switch now. And then slowly start to release, And we'll extend our legs out long, preparing for our final resting pose of Shavasana, taking the legs and arms as wide as you need, taking up space in the body. Palms open to receiving all the blessings that are already on their way to you. And just allowing a deep surrender of our body, of our minds, of our hearts in Shavasana. invite you to deepen your breath, taking an inhale for a count of 5 and an exhale for a count of 7. And finally, starting to wiggle through the fingers and the toes and draw the knees in towards the heart, giving yourself a big hug of gratitude for taking the time for yourself today. Thanks to the universe for allowing no interruptions and letting us complete our practice. Sometimes that's the biggest feat. Let's roll over to our side body and just take a moment to collect and gather your energy with the intention of using it for its best use today. And then let's bring ourselves back up to a seat. And we'll bring hands at heart center. Just want to say a big thank you for showing up today, for taking the time to move, to ground into your energy. I hope the rest of the day treats you well. The light inside of me honors the same light inside of you. Namaste.